Hello guys and welcome to the beautiful SAPA. SAPA is another place in northern Vietnam that is famous for the beautiful mountains and rice terraces. I am staying at a local homestay called Hoa's Homestay, and this has been such a lovely experience. I was staying in a private room for 3 nights, which only cost me less than 10 euros a night, and it was so lovely. I've really enjoyed taking some time to myself. Hoa's Homestay offers food, a dorm room, and private rooms accompanied by the cutest cat in the world. My favorite thing about the place was the communal dinners, like the traditional hot pot. This was so nice to warm up with in the evenings, because up in the mountains it does get a bit chilly in the evening. I arrived in Sapa with the transportation that was included in my Ha Giang Loop tour, so they include a drop-off in the next city on your trip. And this was one of the scariest rides I've ever been on because of the bends, because of the traffic. We had a few close calls, and yeah, it was a very adventurous ride. And then once I arrived in the city, which was quite late already, I then had to get a taxi to the homestay, which obviously is quite a while away from the city. And as we got on the road outside of town, it was one big mist. Like, it was so thick that my driver even signed to me that he could not see the road, and I couldn't see the road. So it was very scary trying to get here on the first night. But eventually it's all cleared up and we have a beautiful view to enjoy once again. The homestay that I'm staying at is located about 45 or 30 minutes out of town. Sapa itself is very touristy. There's a lot of restaurants and hotels, but here I'm staying at a homestay. It's in the middle of the rice fields, and there is a small town nearby, and on the first night the guys came and drove out all this way to have dinner with me. I felt very honored. And then they decided to move here as well because it was just so beautiful. You can do a trekking of 6 hours from here with a local guide that takes you through the rice terraces and along some of the local Hmong villages. The Hmong are the ethnic people that live here, the hill tribes pretty much, and they will take you along on a beautiful hike. Unfortunately, it is very muddy because it has been raining lately, and I just wasn't really feeling like it. So instead, I have gone with some guys that I met on the Ha Giang Loop to just drive around on the scooter, and it has been so beautiful. From Sapa City, we drove down to Cat Cat, which is a small village. I'm gonna walk around there today and just have a look around. But we went in the direction of Chin Chau, and it was a much more local and authentic village than the ones that are pretty much used for tourism. So we really enjoyed it, watching the pigs on the rice fields, the buffaloes, all the puppies. Oh my god, there were such cute puppies. Really enjoyed this ride. We had the most amazing views. The river turned into waterfalls at some point. The road wasn't the best, but also wasn't the worst. So we had lots of fun doing that. We could also see the funicular go up to the highest mountain of Indochina, Fansipan. And we wanted to go up, but it was too cloudy yesterday. So hopefully today it'll clear up and we can go up the funicular to have a beautiful view from on top of the highest mountain of Indochina. We drove into the city and first we grabbed some lunch. Banh mi is my go-to lunch option in Vietnam. I've had so many. This was a really good one. We walked through town a bit and the city feels really like it's made for tourists. We headed to the station from where you can get to Mount Fansipan, but we were recommended to come back at another time. So whilst waiting, we had a coffee enjoying the beautiful view at the White Cloud Cafe. You can go up Mount Fansipan first by train and then by cable car until 3:30 p.m. and we arrived 10 minutes too late. So unfortunately, we didn't make it up there. It did clear up later in the day each time. I walked down to Cat Cat village, but I didn't want to pay entry into a town that was probably constructed for tourists with stage authenticity, especially after having such an amazing local ride the day before and stunning views driving through the valley to the homestay. That was more than enough for me to enjoy my time here away from any commerciality. One thing that I don't like about Sapa is how persistent the women selling their products are. There are local women selling their handmade products in the city, or they even come up to the hotels and are so persistent for you to buy something. And I really don't like that. It's just every 5 minutes. I even got groped. Like, a woman came up to us. It was a very old lady, very tiny, and we were sitting on the fountain in the middle of the park in SAPA, and I got up because I wanted to get some dessert. And as I got up, she placed her whole hand on my bum as I walked off. It was very strange. I don't know why she did that. Maybe she was going for something higher, but she was just too tiny. I don't know. Yeah, it was very bizarre. If you want to see what I get up to in Vietnam, then definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. My time in Vietnam has been absolutely incredible. So if you don't want to miss any of that, I will see you in the next video. Bye!